Mr. It says here, Mr. Gollum.
Yes.
Is that your birth name, or is that a stage name?
Birth name? No, it's a name I adopted over the years. I have a name. I'm not sure. The family name?
You're not sure.
It's been a long time. 900 years. It's a long time.
Well, Mr. Gollum, it says here that you have family problems, perhaps?
Yes.
Hey, how would you suggest your relationship with your mother and father is?
It's gone. It's gone. My family is gone.
And do you communicate a lot?
No. They died many years ago.
How did they die, Mr. Schmiegel? Is that your name? I see that we also have a Mr. Schmiegel for you.
What did you call me?
It says Schmiegel. Yes, Schmiegel.
What did you call me? Schmiegel? Yes, Schmiegel. Yes, nice master. Nice master.
You seem to have changed, Mr. Schmiegel. What is your life like as Mr. Schmiegel?
It's good. Since the films have come out regarding the ring, I've made lots of money, traveled the world.
Have you heard of this newer therapy they're talking about? It's called acoustic guitar therapy, and what they do is it's very interesting. It helps. Perhaps I could play you a little something, and we could try it out and help you get along, because I'm very concerned about your sex life and
sex life. What is sex?
Sex life.
Sex.
Well, it is not proper to only be procreating with fish, Mr. Schmiegel.
I don't hump fish.
It says in my notes that you only have intimate relationships with raw fish. Well, that is a form of intimacy. Let's try this. Let's try this therapy. I have a nice little song here that you might enjoy.
Okay. You want me to get off the couch?
Perhaps. Let me just hum you a few bars. It goes something to the effect of this. So if I was dealing with my parents and the fish issue, I would perhaps like to picture things of traveling and things that make me happy and remind me of peacefulness.
Tomorrow begins your greatest adventure.
Greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is your hands to break. The greatest adventure is there if you're bold. Let go of the moment till life makes you old. Measure the meaning can make you play. It's time you stop thinking and waste the day.
Yes.
A man who's a dreamer
And never breaks move, searching for the world. It is just make believe.
never built no castle, will never no pain. Sits by
Revolution Band Variety Hour. Yeah!
Well, hello everyone. We're back. We're live, and I'm your host, Jeff Dodge. You're watching the September episode of the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour live. We are live, and we're unfortunately short a member tonight.
That's
Steven
right.
Sabila came down with a severe sickness, and we wish him, we extend our greatest courtesies of hoping he gets better and healthier.
Right.
Because there are contractual obligations that we're going to have to meet up with here pretty soon. So,
Yeah, we're a little low on musicians here tonight as a result.
We
of
are,
that.
but
Yeah.
luckily we do have our intern, Bob Davis, has joined us.
Okay,
again.
terrific, Bob. Welcome.
He's on hand to help us get through this thing without
Excuse
Steve. Bob, when we last saw you, you were killing it singing, and now you're interning. Did you want to talk about that at all, or?
Sure, it's an awesome. Oh, you wanted some water?
Yeah. It's kind of tepid.
Tepid?
Kind of tepid.
Tepid.
Yeah.
Okay. Cold it.
Gotta get the
Yeah.
water right.
Yeah, a little colder. Okay.
Cold.
Come on.
That'd be good. Thank you. He's trying his best. So.
Well, told you, Trent College is not the best place to contract with for interns.
Well, we had a thing with the place in Florida, the sound school down there. Have you
Oh,
heard of
yeah.
them?
No, that place is all quality. Totally legit.
It's like something. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, not for profit or nothing. Yeah, they.
Yes. And speaking of not for profit, how about the politics these days? Isn't it something else?
It's kind of an exciting time.
There's the Democrat is that what they call them? Democrats is what they call them. Democratic Party, actually. If you notice, I'm doing that. They kind of slipped that Democrats in. It used to be Democratic Party,
Yep.
and now I see Democrats are saying Democrat.
Right-wing media is responsible for starting that.
I'm just gonna start saying the rats. Let's just cut to the chase. I'm a rat.
Sure, yeah, they're totally
I'm
the
a
bad
rat,
guys, too.
man.
Yeah. Straight shooters from
A
the
rat
right
is
in there.
better than a can.
Yes, that's true.
But speaking of that, there's this impeachment thing. Have you heard about that?
I heard something about that.
Uh,
They're looking into it.
I don't know.
Let's see what they can
I was
get away
hoping you
with.
could tell me.
It's either going to work or it's not going to work. It's probably not going to get the enforcement from the Senate. It just depends.
With Mitch McConnell will not enforce.
I mean, I think probably the GOP is really looking at their data really hard right now and seeing how it's going to impact their Senate elections next year and probably their House elections as well. And if this is just my opinion, they're probably basing it on the likelihood, it's what do the voters think right now? And so they're figuring out, can they keep the seats that they've got? Which way do they go for impeachment? And they're just going to do whatever the winds tell them to.
Well, it reminds me, I studied history, Rich, in college, and the President Tyler Durden was the last impeachment trial to be in this kind of situation. They were fighting. It was like Fight Club, man. It was crazy.
They could be like Fight Club back there. I don't really know.
Well, so now I don't think Trump is the kind of fighter that President Tyler Durden was.
Sure.
I really don't. So.
Yeah, I mean, he thinks he is, and that's part of why we are where we are right now.
I'd give him the edge on Taft, perhaps.
Taft.
I think he could take Taft.
Could he take Taft? I mean, Taft was a big man. Didn't he have his own bathtub?
You keep your distance. You could survive.
Oh, he just kind of hold his head back like that.
You're down.
Yeah, but with those tiny
he was tall,
little hands.
too, wasn't he?
Was he tall?
Big, tall guy. Yeah.
I was just
the
a kid.
The bathtub was.
Custom bathtub, as I recall. Yeah,
right.
yeah. And I was just a kid when that was happening, so I don't really remember it. I remember the jokes, but I don't.
You're younger than me. I was a young man.
Yeah, I think that was your first.
Teddy Roosevelt and I used to shoot the gab, as they call it back then.
Back in the
gab.
Pre-World War.
But yes, era. No, we have a great show for you tonight. We have, as you can see, our intern, and we have the wonderful. Well, we're gonna come right back. I'm gonna tease you a little bit, but. A man, a myth, a legend that we've all worked with. Commander, before I go to this, how are you doing? Anything new in your world?
Well, they got an official drop date for the first song off the American Creep Van album.
The American Creep Van album. You do have a date.
I ran the numerology, and it's going to be out 10/18.
10/18.
10/18 next
Your first single. Holy cow! Holy cow!
So
excited.
Not quite sure where. Somebody was talking about Distro Kid.
Oh my goodness!
That might be him.
We have. It might be. Let's see what we got here. Hello, are you there, sir?
Hi, this is Hal Linden.
Hal Linden? Is that really?
Hal Linden from Animal. Barney Miller. Hey, I just wanted to call in these guys and just say I think you're doing a great job.
Well, that's sweet of you to say, Hal. I didn't even know you're still alive, to be honest.
I think I am.
Well, we have some pretty fancy phone calls here. I think sometimes the lines get crossed and we pick up trans-dimensional chit-chat on our cell phone here. But either way, I was a huge fan of Animals. Do you have any new episodes of that you wish you could have made that didn't get made?
This is the Jerry Lewis telethon, is it not?
This is not the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy telethon. No, this is the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. But you're welcome to pledge some money to us if you want, Hal.
What year is it?
It is 2019, I believe.
Get out of here. Oh my God.
Yeah. There was even talk of if you are still alive on whatever timeline I'm talking to you on, would you guys ever consider getting a Barney Miller reunion together? Is Fish still around in that timeline?
Let me talk to Ace Dakota. I'll see what I can do. The other guy it's going to be hard,
Ron Perlman, I believe, is still alive in our timeline here.
He is. Oh, very good. Well, hey,
Hal, it's great to hear from you. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. evening, and I think we'll donate about $50.
$50. Every bit goes a long ways to feed our catering budget. So thank you very much, Hal. Hal Linden, how about that? You never know who's going to call in.
Dang.
How about that? Well, we're going to pay some bills because we got some stuff to do, but we will be right back with our special secret super guest.
Well, here it is again, you know how it is. I'm just gonna be rambling on about Safford Brothers, Downtown Blend, Taste the City Coffee. You know, if you see me, Sid, Sebastian, you're gonna see me with a cup of coffee in my hand and maybe, you know, if you're at a comedy club, I'll have a microphone, cup of coffee, microphone. In that cup of coffee, it's going to be Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste City Coffee because I'm drinking it 24/7. It's the only thing I got going on. Keeps me going. Pretty much keeps me alive these days, you know. It's always good. Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste City Coffee is guaranteed to always be good. Precisely brewed and roasted and all that stuff. You're gonna love it. Have some today.
Smoke it for hours. Door to door, boat to boat. Cheap white wine, cheap sugar. Yeah, this is a tasty fish. It's brined in like a brand name soy sauce and cheap white wine, cheap sugar, salt. Little herbs in there, and it's brined overnight. You gotta let it dry out and form a nice little pedicle, they call it in the biz. Nice sort of protective skin on the membrane, and we'll smoke it for hours on end, and just cheap white wine. Cheap white wine. Drink beer and wait. Cheap white line cod, barbless line cod, cheap white wine. Barbless hook, smoking to dry it out. It's a smoky flavor. Cheap white wine. Door to door, boat to boat. Free range, line caught, barbless hooked, Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce Jason Cesarz! Yeah! Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, this is timeless. This is great. This is great.
How you doing, man? How you been?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
It's thank you, Jason. If you can't tell, the secret is out, and Jason also does a wonderful Gollum and Mr. Schmeagol impression.
Sometimes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Where does that come from? Are you a Tolkien fan from an early age?
Yeah, I grew up on it. It really influenced me, and then the movies were like, what?
Well, we're of the same era, I believe, and Commander, a lot of us. Bob, our intern. Rich is a kid here.
That's right.
Rich is the kid.
But don't worry about that.
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
What did you D&D? I guess was the point I was getting at. Dungeons and Dragons was kind of a thing for our generation.
fucking A it was. Yeah.
And you were into that. So and the Tolkien and that all kind of crossed over. In
Totally.
79.
Yeah. Like Dad read The Hobbit as a kid. You know.
Did the D&D hit you or did it miss you?
No, it was for very strange people by the time I came of that age.
Right.
And then obviously it's come back around. Like
that's what I'm hearing. That's I was getting there. It's like
Um,
really popular again.
Yeah, like when I was in like junior high school, it was for weird kids.
Mm-hmm.
And my younger sister got into it much later, and I tried to talk her out of it, but I was informed that it had come around and was much more acceptable.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Rush.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of different opinions about Satanism nowadays.
Right.
So it's kind of.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic, so it's always been around in my life.
I
can't
grew
get
up
rid of it.
Jehovah's Witness. And
now,
then
Jehovah's Witness,
Like-
what was that compared to Catholicism? Have you ever been exposed to the teachings of Jesus through the Catholic eye?
Yes. Dad tried to force that down my throat after the divorce and the Jehovah's Witness thing.
So you
as a kid.
started Jehovah's Witness and went Catholic.
Raised Jehovah's Witness till about 8.
So what are the differences? Out of your experience, you'd say.
There's more like elitism in the J-Dubs, where you're like not allowed to hang out with anyone if they're not J-Dub. And J-Dub is a common term for Jehovah's Witnesses.
Now, do you think that's elitism, or is that like intentional isolationism
Yeah.
to keep you from learning other stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's how I felt all the way growing up.
Okay.
I did not understand. I took in the doom. We're the only people who are going to live through apocalypse, rapture, Armageddon stuff.
Sure.
And then it's like, I don't fucking believe you.
Yeah.
And,
Where did you live? What part of
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, so it's weird stuff to begin with, too.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys were weird, but it was all sort of relative.
Yeah.
And you were born there, Jason? Is that right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, born in
so
Albuquerque.
what is it like? Born Jehovah's Witness in Albuquerque. Was that a popular thing? Was that a large community?
No.
Or you must have been pretty
Tiny,
isolated.
isolated as hell. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And then the Hobbit books. I think Dad read that to me about like 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, what?
Right.
What the fuck?
Right.
And then
See, for my dad and I, it was Star Wars. Was
That too.
I went that realm with him. We used to not communicate so well because we communicate great now. But but back in the day, I think because I didn't like fishing or playing fiddle or working on cars or doing anything remotely masculine.
Yeah.
I think there was sort of some, and so Star Wars became like a very bonding science fiction.
Yeah.
It's like, especially 70s. It was
Actually,
utterly
me too.
masculine, but it was utterly feminine and utterly whatever you wanted, just as long as you weren't a droid.
Right. Parents went to screen it before because it was such a phenomenon.
Sure. Wait, how did Jehovah's
And then-
Witness take Star Wars? Was that
They
a
weren't
welcomed
to it really, but the parents they would let me listen to Beatle albums, or they took me to see Star Wars, and then it's like, don't listen to any of these records, just these Beatle albums,
right?
Or okay, Star Wars is okay, and that was a whole different world for my head compared to theirs.
And am I going to assume these are perhaps baby boomer parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born in 1950. 51.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Right in the middle of it. I got me some older baby boomer parents.
Yeah, your parents are old as shit.
They're like this. Dad was born the day they got the flag up on Iwo Jima.
Right.
The first time.
Oh, wow.
The first time.
Yeah.
I think, or maybe the third time. They went up and down a lot.
Yeah.
Great movie that Clint Eastwood did on that. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break, but would you join us in? Our intern Bob is here. Bob, please.
I'm sorry, your vet's on the phone.
The veterinarian or the veteran center?
No, your veterinarian's on the phone.
The veterinarian. This is really an inopportune time to be doing this.
It's about Wanda, though.
Wanda's our rabbit. She died about 6 years to this date, as a matter of fact, Bob. That's really an awful thing to bring up, right? You tell them to shut the fuck. I mean, get them off the phone. Just get rid of them. That upsets me, Bob. That really upsets me. Cryptic. We're gonna take a break. This is bullshit.
The Garden Ferret 3000 is the only tool you'll ever need for your garden. It knocks out weeds in seconds. You're left with a beneficial mulch for your garden. Maybe you just want to have a tool you can show off to your fellow gardeners. The best thing is the Garden Ferret 3000's easy cleanup feature. Just hose it off. It's available at these fine stores. You ever had one of those mornings, where you feel like you can get up maybe, but you just feel like you need an intravenous? You just plug that in your arm just to try to get some fluids. And, you got Safford Brothers, Downtown Blend, Taste the City Coffee. It's always good, and it really is the next best thing to an intravenous. Those Kardashians, they know all about that kind of stuff. They got a medical professional coming in, plug them in, and get some vitamins going, get some hydration going, and that's how they keep going. But for me, it's Downtown Blend, Taste City Coffee from Safford Brothers. It's always good, and it's going to keep you moving, keep you motivated, keep you hydrated, and it's going to add life to your life. So give it a shot. You don't need an intravenous.
We're doing some cars.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. And we're back.
Dancing down the street with those sweet blue eyes. Every newborn that you meet doesn't know the real surprise. Here she comes again, when she's dancing down the starry sky. Here she comes again, when she's dancing in the starry sky. She's my best friend's girl. She's my best friend's girl. And she used to be mine.
now, it occurred to me that, there's only one coffee, really, that anyone is ever going to need to drink. And I don't understand why we all aren't just drinking it, okay? Just close up all the other coffee shops. Every other coffee shop should be selling Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste the City coffee. It's the only coffee that anyone needs to be drinking, And props to all the people living in downtown, all the downtown folks. If you're cool enough to just be living it up downtown, wherever you are, whatever downtown you're in, you should be drinking Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste the City coffee, because it's real, it's urban, it's hip, it's everything that you could ever want in a coffee. It's always good, and I don't know why everyone else is not drinking it and loving it like I do. It's the best, it's always good, it's all you need. Yeah, you're the grill master. So out you go to the garage to get the old grill. First thing you gotta do is fix the damn thing. It's seen a lot of wear and tear in its day, and there's no grilling without some lighter fluid and some charcoal. Oh no, where's the charcoal? It's a trip to the store. So forget it. We'll cook you the steak of your dreams. Just come on over to Billy Bob's Steakhouse. We have a patio and a deck. You're not gonna regret all the effort you save yourself by treating yourself to a great steak dinner.
And
it appears we're back.
Are we back? Are we back live now?
We're back. I don't know if
Is
the
it
crew
live?
knows it.
We're
but,
just fucking filming, but we're not live.
Well, it's
I don't
we're back.
know, that's why I'm
and,
asking.
I'm from Saskatchewan. I don't know what you're trying to get from me, but
And that's not
I
a
would
fucking excuse.
appreciate you being a gentleman about it.
I'm being a fucking gentleman. What the fuck
Oh,
is
that's
having
kind of
whatever
rude music
have
there,
to
sir.
do with it?
It's kind of rude. Yes, we're back with Jason Cesarz, and with we got the monitors on this time.
We've got
for
monitors
this
now.
interview.
We can hear what we're fucking. No, now they're gone.
Jason,
I'm not hearing it.
The wall is alive out there.
The wall is alive. That fucking wall.
Yeah.
fuck that
we were
wall.
just worked recently on
Yeah.
a corporate gig.
Yeah.
Did you submit your invoice yet?
Yeah, I sent that shit.
All right.
Yes,
I have not. I have not.
I did. I mailed all the stuff that next day we talked about
Right.
mailing it.
Right.
Abby said, mail it. Just send
Right.
it. And then
And I like to surprise. The bigger the corporation, the longer I like to take and survive. Kind of like, hey, this is a invoice from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And see where that goes.
Done that.
Yeah,
See,
and then they get really embarrassed because corporations like to think they're all on top of it,
Right.
and they got this one straggling vendor out there
Yeah.
that gets with old. Yeah, it's great,
I
great
sent
strategy.
it in right away out of the paranoia from corporations. Like,
Right.
They're gonna fuck me somehow.
Right.
So I got to get all this data to them right now as soon as possible. So I
Well,
sent it
I
all as
learned
soon as I could.
everything I learned about corporations was through Sally Mae, the tuition I have to pay to school. I was. Bob, did you take care of those Sally Mae payments that I told you to take care of yet?
Yeah, I think I did.
Because I got a did not receive notice recently,
Well,
and I gave that to you to take care of.
yeah, and I sent them, so I don't know why they didn't receive them.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to talk about your TPS reports on this one. Why don't you just chill for a minute and let me get my thoughts here. Jason, so Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the band Prism Bitch?
I've heard of the band.
They're really cool. We did sound for them,
I
Scott
saw
and I,
some of
at
that
South
video.
by Southwest.
Right.
Yeah.
It's Prism, bitch?
No,
Prism bitch, I believe.
is it Prism
What?
Or is it
or Prison?
Is it prison, bitch? I thought it was prison.
Oh, you thought it was prison, bitch? It's prism, like a prism. I don't think it's like the. It's not the prison jail, bitch.
That's some hyperdimensional.
That would be that's a different
bitch.
band.
Well,
that was a failed hip hop
horrible riot down there back in about '79
in Albuquerque.
Well, wherever the big New Mexico pen is, maybe it's up in Santa Fe or something like that.
Oh yeah. The
Like,
state
it was
penitentiary is right
bad.
outside Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Right.
You mean where Epstein was doing the child thing, trying to create a new super race?
It was a little before that.
Isn't that the Archdiocese of Santa Fe?
Jeffrey Epstein in the Archdiocese?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're related.
So
but-
you were
New
saying
Mexico needs a reformer for their prison. They bring in a young Michael Frankie. No shit. to come
with
in
our connection or the guy here?
They bring him in. He does such a great job turning around the New Mexico
Whoa.
prison system. 5 years later, a young governor, Neil Goldschmidt, brings Michael Frankie up here to reform
No
things
kidding.
in Oregon.
No kidding. How about
Yeah,
that?
And I was just driving down Center Street the other night, going by the Dome Building, made me think of it. You know, where they just stabbed him to death. And,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
That's right.
Yeah.
And they
Anyway,
never
sorry to
really
interrupt.
figured that
No, I was
out.
thinking
That
of
Frank,
prisons and-
that is so good of you, Rich, to tie that because we've brought up Michael Frankie before on the show, and it's a very much a weird
a
case
small
in
planet.
Oregon history.
Yeah.
Because that guy died very mysteriously. They some guys did the time for him, but there's
well, so did Epstein.
Right, who's
Assumed suicide.
well, Jeffrey Epstein is, I'm sure, very dead, and just as they say it is. You know,
Right.
why would we have any reason to believe otherwise?
Do you think Hillary was behind it? That's what you're thinking, right?
Killery? I don't think
wall
so.
was behind
I
it.
think this was a little beyond. I think Epstein might have been a higher level, is the way I'm seeing it these days.
Because the wall is pretty tall already, the ones I saw.
I think he's like, have you heard of these trillionaires they don't tell us about? They only tell us about the Warren Buffetts and the Bill
right.
Gates.
Yeah.
But supposedly there's this whole other level of trillionaires
Right.
that we're not even allowed to talk about or
Yeah.
know of.
Yeah.
And I think Epstein's like kind of one of their buddies. Like he's not one of them.
We can't talk about it. Mr.
It's a Vinny Barbarino. We had a great Scotterino.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Cat, forget about it. Hey. Anyway.
So you were a thespian at some point.
A
were you not?
thespian.
Yeah, in high school. Did you do drama?
Oh, well, I did do drama growing up, and I did do.
When
drama
did you
class.
start doing drama?
Pretty young. My mom
Really?
actually got me into that probably maybe 10 or 11.
And well, you're a Jehovah's Witness.
No, this was
okay.
after the Jehovah's Witness stuff.
Like, how did they look at acting and doing acting? Would
Oh,
that
not
be
cool, man. That's lying.
right?
You
That'd
know,
be
it's
weird.
Deception. It's
Okay.
part of Satan's empire.
Right,
Whatever.
right.
And, yeah.
In Catholicism, it's like you have to join the archdiocese in order to act.
yeah.
It's sort of.
I always thought the JWs were actually researching roles when they were going around and talking to people in their homes. I thought they were just going around and like kind of getting the cadence of how these like normal people speak, and it was all research for
There's a lot of research when you go on the missions to like you go every damn day of the week because you
Right.
want to become one of the anointed, 144,000 that are
Okay.
gonna go rapture with Jesus back to heaven.
Okay.
And like fuck your family, fuck your friends, like whatever. We're the anointed.
Okay.
And so that's why you're trying to go save as many souls as possible to be on the anointed list.
Okay.
And out
So
of
it's
the
like-
millions of J-Dubs, only 144,000.
So you've
get
got
to
all
go
these
to heaven.
souls below you, and then there's you, but then there's
Yeah.
souls above you.
Oh, yeah.
And so you want to get as high up as you can,
Yeah.
get your downline.
It's always that Illuminati period Amway scheme thing.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like Amway and the Illuminati have combined forces.
Yeah, really similar.
And then they like bring God into it.
Yeah, because it's a pyramid structure.
I miss the God stuff of washing feet. You notice like how all the Christians don't wash anybody's feet
No,
anymore.
yeah, I agree.
You know, and
My feet could use some washing.
Mine too.
I would like to wash both of your guys' feet right now
Right
today.
now?
I'm not really a Christian anymore
you,
though,
my
so
son.
that's not.
You know,
I'm not.
Anytime you
I'm
wanna
not
wash my
Christian
feet, you're
enough to
welcome.
do that.
I've been
You're
Not
welcome to
Christian
do
enough.
my
my
feet
left
anytime.
ankle. It's just incredible. Yeah.
You know, and they're all clean. If you think about how clean feet are now compared to what it would have been like in the day, right? And they would kiss feet and they'd wash the feet.
Covered in schmutz for days and days walking through the desert.
Speaking of cleaning feet, you know who should clean our feet? Bob. Hey, Bob, are you come here. I need to oh, just forget it. You know what? Jason, scoot over. Bob, why don't you sit on the couch here? And look, I'm really thankful that you're a man of a lot of capabilities, and to volunteer your time, and you are dressed sharper than anyone on the show. You stole that from us, which is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. But I feel that you might be a little disgruntled. Is that fair to say?
Well, it could be fair. I wouldn't say disgruntled.
How would you describe it?
Maybe a little surprised.
Surprised? Yeah. Well, we're trying to conduct a decent. Listen. We're gonna get into this. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna discuss our feelings about the internship program here. Okay? Because I can feel that it's under scrutiny. So we'll be back just after. We're gonna pay one more message. We'll be right back. You're watching the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. I'm your host, Jeff Dodge. Thank you.
This is Luann, and I'm Rose Crandon's daughter, but I work over at the shop, ear massage. I love giving a good ear massage. I think it's all in the fingertip lotion that will make the ears feel really good, all the nerve endings, and it's just a relaxing atmosphere. We are open 24 hours. If you get those late night cravings to get your ears massaged, just come on by. We'd love to have you. Most of the people they just can't stop telling us enough about how good they feel. They love it. They love it a lot because it's really good for beneficial for their health, for their brain health, their skin health. Because the ears, nobody is focused on ear massage. Treat your ears good and you'll feel good.
So yeah, no, Bob, it's the Telly Savalas thing's not cool. He loves you, babe. I mean, the hell. It's like, oh my God, we're back, and welcome to the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. Our guest Jason Cesarz and our guest intern Bob Davis is here, and we're trying to get to the bottom of what we think has been an acceptable internship program over the years, but for some reason there's
your
problems
intern
right
program
now.
here.
Jason, you spent a couple weeks with it, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So
the time I shared her.
Bob is the manager of this whole thing. Administrator, really. I feel like you should. Like, how does it? What do you feel we could do to improve your experience?
I'm not sure there's anything you can do to improve my experience.
Do you mean personally or the whole corporation,
No,
Trench Digger?
The corporation, I take some ownership of it.
Yeah.
When I was told I was going to internship with entertainment, I think I had different expectations.
Sure. Oh, yeah, we always do.
Yes.
That's
and the list that you gave me yesterday. I've been trying to accomplish those things, making sure that your mortgage got to the bank on time in cash. Was difficult.
That's very important.
But I understand.
That Chase Bank, Jamie Demon is ready to close us out in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So my expectations were just a little different. I brought you a cold beer, and
the cold beer's been good. You've been good on the beer. Everyone's usually pretty good about the beer. That's an easy one.
A couple of times where I had to bring you the beer earlier, though.
We don't need. Listen, this is not a time to talk about my beer drinking. What's important here is that we're talking about the internship program. And
but the interns aren't.
What I found dissatisfying is, as an employer, as a constituent of Trench Digger and its corporate offices, is that the green M&Ms were specifically mentioned in the contract to be pulled from the bowl, and they weren't. I found 5 green M&Ms, and the green. What they say, I had all these guests looking at it and like, oh, green M&M, horny. It's so embarrassing, right?
Totally.
I mean, put yourself in my shoes. You got all these bigwigs around you, and they're making jokes about horny green M&Ms.
Right.
All right, this is why I asked you to pull the green M&Ms.
Well, with 30 pounds of M&Ms, a couple of green ones might slip by.
Well, it's a hard life. Okay. Well, listen, Rich, Commander, I think we should give him another chance, shouldn't we?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, Bob, would you continue to intern with us here and there at your convenience, of course?
Oh, it would be a wonderful opportunity for me.
That is beautiful. Thank you, and we are going to try to improve our meeting your expectations a little bit better. Well, listen, I appreciate this one-on-one talk and bringing these issues to the forefront. But another issue I'd like to bring to the forefront is this damn mayor. Ted Wheeler. It's my lovely wife Jamila. Hey, honey, how are you? What's going on?
I just wanted to say goodnight. Say goodnight, Jeff.
Oh well.
Good night, Jeff.
I really wanted to talk about Wheeler, and I actually think he's doing a good job. What are you
gonna do when it's Diana around?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say good night, Jeff.
Well, you should see Polythene Pam. She's so good looking, but she looks like a man. We should see her drag sitting in her polythene bag. You should see Polythene Pam. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's some jackets and blue. could not rob. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? Some days on the fountain days, Tuesdays on the fountain maid. Oh yeah, said she'd always been a dancer. Worked at 15 clubs a day. No, she knew the answer. Of her own good nothing. So I quit the police department. Got myself a steady job. No, she tried her best to know me. She could steal, but she could not rob. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? Sundays on the fountain Monday, Tuesdays on the fountain maid. Oh yeah.